morning show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls from the Bears. Hello, hello, it's Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the morning show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls about the Jazz.
Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel this evening. It's Ulster and the one and only Bridgeman. How are we doing, gentlemen?
Doing very well, thanks, Ox, mate.
Can I just say a big good evening to the boys in the panel and to all the boys listening in on the lobby and to all the Rangers fans all over the world listening in. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, I don't know what we're going to talk about tonight. Ulster's been another quiet day in this week.
Very good.
What I keep telling you, that's why I keep saying to the women, stop watching the soaps and get involved in Rangers, because it's never ending. It is never ending sagas. It's great. That's why we love it.
How are you, Bridgeman? Oh, no, I don't believe it, Ulster. I do not believe it.
Come on, it's only 2 minutes past.
I'm okay. I'm happy, very happy. Good evening. Very happy, pal, thanks. What about yourself? Everything good?
I'm all right, mate.
Have you recovered for the wild weekend you had?
Yes, it was an eventful time was had by all, yes.
Smashing night last night, Oxdale. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh,
the boys from Plymouth were excellent.
And girls. And
the girls, of course, yes.
Yeah, they're a great crowd, Ulster.
Oh, yeah, definitely, mate. And so many people were listening and wanted to hear what they were saying and loved it. You know, it was unbelievable. It was great for their wee club, but it was great for the show as well, and they were fantastic. But all the girls and the guys, fantastic.
And I've got to say, anybody that's got the opportunity next year, I know it's not the easiest place to get to, but they do it loads of time in the season when they're having their do next year. Anybody that wants to get themselves there, it's a fabulous weekend, and they're a great bunch of people. So once again, a big shout out to everyone at Plymouth True Blues. Keep in touch, because we'll keep in touch. And we'll announce, what do you think, Friday, Ulster, who we're going to be doing next week.
Yeah.
With Supporters Club Friday, yeah?
We'll do that on Friday, yes, definitely, because there's a wee bit of a list, so we'll pick one, we'll draw one out. Everybody will get a turn.
We were going to do it in alphabetical order, Bridge, but it was too many R's. He's winding us up.
Yes.
Who?
Did you hear me?
No, I did not, pal. I'm sorry to say.
I said we were going to do it in alphabetical order, but it was too many R's.
I heard that very end. I've never twigged. Well said. Too many R's.
Never twigged.
Oh, dear. Anyway, so look, we're building up to tomorrow night's game. We're going to hear from the manager. We want to hear from the people out there, what their thoughts on what's happening with the club. The card that was overturned once again, I may add. Well, for bid players leave the club. Bridge, I think you might have some comments to make on that. It's you wake up in the morning, Ulster, you don't think there's going to be anything to talk about, and then bang, all of a sudden there's loads, mate.
Yeah, I think it's got to the point though, even though you know, as you said, at the time in the morning, there's nothing happening, because it's Rangers, you know yourself, give it to 12 or 1 and it'll be mental. The stories will be mental, whether it's to do with sandcastles or to do with players. It's just the way of the life of Rangers. It's just fantastic. It is, like, seriously.
Well, I hope Rudy's not on the night, mate, because his blood pressure with that centre-half and that being rescinded, mate. I don't know if Mrs. Rudy will be allowing him on tonight, because if he could get his hands in that Kevin Clancy, I think he would bring him up, Bridget.
Yeah, I feel like that myself, actually. I must admit. Actually, I mean, it's galling, isn't it? Just what we spoke about, you know.
I don't like blaming officials for results, mate. I really don't, because without referees and linesmen, you can't have a game of football. But when you seen that incident, really, when you seen it, you go, right, okay, what was it? Who was the instigator? Who was the aggressor? All right, he
Only
flicked
Aberdeen players, isn't it? Every time.
Aye, we seen him flick out. So you think at worst, 2 yellows. At best, you call the two of them together and you say, used to enough, or you're getting a card, or maybe worse. Sir. That was it. And then you move on from there, but then that's what happened. Rescinded justice done for you, Big Ulster?
Oh yeah, 100%, mate. But then it's the same old point that we made before, isn't it? It doesn't really matter now, as in we had to play 87 minutes for and possibly lost 2 points from it, mate. So it's still frustrating that it's happened. I suppose it's better than, because obviously once it goes in, if you don't win it, Morelos has lost for 2 games. So in that fact, it's good that he'll not miss any more games, but it's still so frustrating that he's potentially, well, the way it looks, he's actually lost nearly a full game, 87 minutes and nearly a full game of football for us. So it's, yeah, very
and potentially, a question we'll never be able to answer, Bridgeman, but potentially it's cost us 2 points, because you never know how it would have panned out, but it looked that way.
Oh, 100% for me. And any other Rangers fan would probably say the same. You just need to watch the game. And even our worst enemies, I better not say that. Even the bad people outside, they must be gutted that the Rangers managed to get that rescinded. And surely...
I think the complete opposite for that.
No, but I'm saying, I'm being sarcastic, of course, that they must be gutted for that. And surely the media must be sitting thinking to themselves, now that's about 5 red cards Rangers have rescinded. There must be something wrong with the SFA's referee committee if they're giving them all these rescinds. Or indeed, wait a minute, could it be that the red cards were wrong in the first place?
What about all the media, and what about all the clamour and Sunday? All the people were saying that our manager was wrong, Ulster, when he was proven. Absolutely. And as we knew, he was right, big man.
Well, this is it. We know this anyway. Steven Gerrard's got a wealth of experience. And then you're talking about a few clampets in Scottish football and media who just don't know what they're talking about, mate. And we know that. And we know why they're in their positions they're in. It's not their football knowledge. It's the way they report the knowledge they would like you to think that they have. And I think Steven Gerrard was right, mate. He did come out. He said straight away, he says, we'll have cool heads, we'll look at it. And then as he had cooler heads in later interviews, he obviously then said, we're going to put that in and we're going to look at it. And he didn't think it was right. And he's come out to be right, mate, again, because it's another card rescinded. The same as last season. Same frustrations as last season with beating as well against Hibs. So it's not good enough, and I think he's changed.
Bridgeman, if you were that referee and the linesman flagged you, gave you a shout because they obviously linked the red card for Morelos, violent conduct, because that's what he was done with, and then you've seen that at half time, what would you have thought?
I'd have thought they were cheating bastards, excuse the language.
No,
I'm not being funny. Seriously, I don't. If I put myself in the referee spot, right, you haven't seen it, but you go in and you look at it, I'd be shocked. I would actually be shocked. I'd be that shocked, I would phone the manager up and apologise, just like they've done on numerous occasions with them across the road. They make a mistake. Of course, it'll no for us. I'm just, again, a bit of ire, shall we say. Just disgraceful stuff, But that's what I think. If I was a manager, and I'm quite, I have to say, I'm as open about these things as possible because I've played at that level. Not that level, but that type of game where you give things away and you think if I get away with it, that's brilliant, But that's all it is. Really and truly, you add the 2 barges, the second one worse than the other one, and it's the second one the guy, shall we say, reacts to. But both players are still on their feet and they're just getting on with the game. They're not saying nothing, And
is there any truth? Is there any truth, Bridget McKenna got a 5-week ban today?
No, I don't know, but I'll tell you what. I think he's got a bad injury and he's out for 5 weeks.
That's how they gave him a 5. That's how they gave him a 5-week ban.
That would not be surprising.
That was a bit of satire, mate.
But I wouldn't be surprised. Pull him up and give him the punishment and say that's it done. And it makes no difference anyway because he's out. It couldn't happen to a nicer boy, I'll tell you. It couldn't happen to a nicer boy. I think that's twice he's been involved with our players, and that nothing's happened against him. I was very happy. Very happy.
Anyway, Ulster, if people want to join us tonight and give us a call, and there's a lot of things happening today, give us our thoughts, and then it's proc. I'm sure we'll get through them as the night goes on. What's the number?
It's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can they join us, Bridge?
They can join us in Skype at rangersradio.online, and if they've been in before, they'll just come straight through, and if not, Fox will look out for them and bring them in. No problem.
Well, we have a caller, Bridge. Can I ask you, no names, no pack drill, but can I ask you to check if the defib's working?
Oh my God. It's not Rudy, is it?
Evening, Rudy Bell.
Evening, gentlemen. How are you?
I thought you might have been on this evening, mate.
Well, I've calmed down a wee bit since Sunday, like, you know what I mean? But, well, there you go. There's another example of the... Well, not just Clancy, really. So he's probably one of the worst offenders for me, in my opinion. You know what my opinion is, Ox, about Clancy. But it's the refereeing standards in this country is just shocking, isn't it, really? You know, I mean, look at the amount of red cards we've had rescinded, and there's another one. And I noticed some of the media have kept their mouth shut about the fact that the card got rescinded, but some of them are sticking by what they said, apparently, after the game, Michael Stewart being one of them. What an idiot, man, that is. So they know better than the SFA refereeing panel that rescinded the card, you know. Well, it's like Big Ulster said, though. I think it was Ulster that said that it's all well and good the card getting rescinded. We had to play 87 minutes with 10 men on Sunday and drop 2 points because of Ox, you know. Glad it's been rescinded because Alfredo's been excellent in the last 2 or 3 games, isn't he? You know, he's put in an absolute shift for us and scored a couple of goals. We'll certainly be needing them, you know, in the next couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks. We've got a lot of big games coming up, so the wee man will be needed. So I'm glad the card was rescinded. But just I'm
really... I know I don't come across it, but I was really angry on Sunday. I got more angry today in some respects when it was rescinded, mate. Yeah. I think we would have won the match, but that's a question you'll never be able to answer for obvious reasons. But what's really annoyed me is when the mayor have looked at it, whoever's made that decision, who's seen that incident, mate, has got it so wrong because he wasn't the aggressor, mate. And if it was a rig...
He certainly wasn't. I mean, you get McKenna there who's barged him into him twice, and the second time is, you know, was worse than the first time he done it to him. You know, the second time he actually puts his shoulder right into Alfredo's neck. You know, it gives him a good thud. You know, so no wonder the boy reacted. You know, I'm sure Steven Gerrard will have had a wee chat with Alfredo the day, you know, or at some points on Sunday and said to him, look, we need you on the park, son. You know, this is going to happen to you. Managers and coaches are going to send their teams out and they're going to tell their defenders, have a go at Morelos, you know. But I'm sure Steven Gerrard's had a wee word with him.
I think he's learning, and I think he's got somebody there that he looks up to. It made me that angry, Rudy, that I kicked out a few sandcastles today. I was raging, man. I was absolutely raging.
Well, you'll have the police at your door shortly then, Ox.
I believe so, mate. You know.
That was just laughable.
Can I come in Ox, yeah?
About the sandcastles?
Oh, no.
All right, carry on.
I was just going to say, I agree with Rudy, but the mere fact that you've got some of these media pundits who they've had their comment, they've had their opinion, and by the way, their opinion didn't count so much because the panel sat and watched, the referees panel sat and watched it and said, look, take everything into consideration. It shouldn't have been a red card. It should not have been a red card. So it looks and sounds like these media pundits are taking the one wee bit in isolation and they're not looking at what happened before and lead up to it and so on and so forth. And I think that's probably what the panel's looked at and says, it's handbags. You know, it should have been a red card each. But I
don't think it was. I would have been. But he was the aggressor. I don't even know. I would have been happy if one of your players had got red carded for what McKenna done. But he was the aggressor.
Absolutely.
But for me, 2 yellows, 2 he's got on me because.
That's what I'm saying. A yellow card each. And
you said a red card each, mate. I don't.
I do apologise. I didn't mean that, of course. But if they're looking at the whole thing in total and saying this is rubbish, you know, get this away. What are we doing here? Why is someone only seen? The question is, why has someone only seen the latter part where he appears to kick out? Why has that only been the thing that's been seen? So, and of course, he's in a blue jersey playing for Rangers. It must be a red card. And I don't know how many over the last 3 seasons that's been, and it's been stupid stuff. The referees have just reacted for whatever reason to get their name in the paper or whatever, and they're all wrong. All of these guys have been wrong.
Anyway, it'll be great to hear a guy who knows about a sandcastle or two. We've been joined by Big Al, the global ambassador. How are we doing, Big Al?
Excellent, man. I think there's a gentleman on this show that's got to take your title. Big Ulster.
Without a doubt, Big Ulster. Smooth.
He's getting... Aye, he's smooth, man. He's got a bit of class about him, that big fella. Look, just a wee bit of housekeeping. It was good to hear the Magpie on. I always enjoy Magpie, so it was good to hear he's still alive and well.
Oh, he's well. He's alive.
It's all the best for the colonies, brother. Really proud of the team on Sunday. Really proud of them to put in a performance with strength. We spoke about, I phoned in before the game, I spoke about, I just wanted to see a bit of resilience, a bit of strength, a bit of power. I think we've seen all these things. Disappointed in Morelli. He made the decision easy, but it was soft, I think. But he still shouldn't have done what he done. So I think Mr. Gerrard has to take him in and say, look, son, that enough is enough. We need you on the park. We want to win these games. The interview after the game, I'm proud of our manager for coming out and defending us, as fans, as a club. I'm proud Mr. Arfield, his comments after the game as well. Everybody seems to be towing the party line, which is great. And are we seeing the end of the end for the tranny shagger? Dummies coming at the pram, players no signing. I don't really like talking about them, but I have to in this instance because not all is well there, are they? I mean, Fritzl, what's Fritzl doing with his money? He doesn't seem to be spending anything, you know what I mean? So long may that continue. So onwards and upwards.
Al, have you heard about the big rumour? You heard the big rumour that's kicking about the new. There's a bit of a power struggle going on behind the scenes there. There's a lot of shareholders.
I thought you were talking about the rumour. He keeps Brenda down in a dungeon and only brings him out a couple of times a week to play with his daddy. I don't care about them. I hope they all burn and die, every single one of them, because they're all deviants. So hopefully this is the end. And I think Bridge has been talking about it for a wee while now. I think Fox as well, and probably every guy on here, in regards to the media. I try to stay away from that. Pish, sorry for swearing, but I'm not really interested in all that stuff. But I can see they're all kind of starting to eat their words. They're all scared. They don't know how to handle Mr. Gerrard. Do they go with him? Do they support him? Do they keep up the pretense that they don't like him, but then they'll be found out later on down the line. So see all this is absolutely brilliant. But most of all, I'm so proud of our club for that performance on Saturday, gentlemen. So that's all I like to say. Just a wee bit of housekeeping. You had a wonderful show last night as well. Sounds a great place. From when we're back in the UK, I'll certainly be going to Plymouth True Blues. Is that correct, Plymouth True Blues? Yeah.
Aye, that's right, mate. Great bunch of people. Great bears.
Sounds brilliant. Sounds brilliant. So, look, gentlemen, I'm going to go because I've got a bit to do today. But once again, all the best to Big Ulster. You step in there, mate. Take the mantle. You take the title. Take the crown.
He's a man.
Okay. And then
I'm just an apprentice.
A nickname for that, Jim Hanna. What about the ticket master?
Oh,
no bad. About tickets. You like that?
Bad.
You could call him ticket.
That's a good.
There we go. You have that for free. Snowball.
Cheers, big man.
Snowball. I've got an Empire biscuit for my piece a day. And
Cheers,
take care, gentlemen. No
Cheers,
surrender. We are the people.
See you later, Jelly Top.
What a man. What a man.
What a man he is. Brilliant.
I think we can feel when not just Big Al, with everybody. All right, we dropped 2 points, but the performances gave us positivity. We see that we're not going to be messed around. Our managers fighting for us with players who are intelligent and saying the right things, and there's a buzz about the place, huh?
Certainly is, isn't there, Ox? You know, the performance I thought on Sunday was outstanding at times, you know, and some of the best football I've seen Rangers play, to be honest. But, you know, even when we went down to 10 men, Ox, we were still by far the better side. They had nothing but the long ball for me. That was it. That was all they had, because they couldn't compete football-wise. You know, so to the fact that we went down to 10 men, I think had that happened last year, we'd have crumbled. That didn't happen this year because we've got a defence and we've got a goalkeeper who know how to keep the ball out the net. All right, they lost a goal in the 93rd minute. By then, you're talking about 10 men playing for 87, 86 minutes, you know, against 11 and an official, a couple of officials maybe. So by then, you're talking about legs getting weary and concentration starting to seep away, you know, so... it was.
Listen, mate, the game only lasted that long because of what happened to Jack, mate.
That's right, yeah, 6 minutes injury time, eh?
Aye, that was the only reason it lasted so long.
That's right, you know, but yeah, like Big Al, I said it as well, you know, after the game, frustrated and angry as I was with the Morelos decision and some of the other decisions that went on as well during the game. No, just the Morelos, there was 3 or 4 decisions I was annoyed at. I thought the team played so well. I was so proud of my team. It really was that they'd gone up there and showed a real battling quality, mixed with some real footballing quality as well, Ox, you know what I mean? And it bodes well for the rest of the season for me, you know. We've got some new signings coming in again. Looks like quality coming in. That'll do for me, mate. You know what I mean? I'm really optimistic about the season.
We'll take the signings with a pinch of salt in a moment. We'll see where that takes us. Anyway, the man who's got his finger on the pulse is who? Mr. Gerrard. I think it'd be great if we could hear from your manager, Steven Gerrard. So, lads, if you don't mind going to mute, let's hear from your manager.
Stephen, the games are coming quick and fast for you. How much do you know about Maribor tomorrow night?
Yeah, I know quite a lot about Maribor. I watched both the games against Liverpool last season. Obviously, they were in Liverpool's group, so I got a good chance to see them up close on a couple of occasions. I know they've made slight changes since then. We watched a couple of games on them yesterday as well. And I'll continue to watch them closely this evening as well, and then we'll be prepared for tomorrow night. But they're a good team. You know, they've got a bit of Champions League experience. I'm sure they're feeling very confident. They got a big win at the weekend domestically as well, 5-2. So I think they come into Ibrox in a good place, in a good moment. So it'll be a difficult challenge for us.
Obviously, every game involves pressure here, but because of what happened to Rangers last season in Europe, is there even more pressure going into these European games?
I think there was a bit more pressure on the first game when we drew Scoopy, because I think we had a bit of a mental block with certain individuals in the squad, probably still carrying the hangover from last year. But I think what helped us was we had a lot of new players who were fresh, and obviously wasn't involved last year when the team were knocked out. So I think them players helped a lot, and I think we got big confidence from progressing against Scoopy and also against Osijek. So the team are in a good place. We're feeling confident. We're growing all the time, and I think these games coming thick and fast are a reward for how well we've started as a squad.
What would it do for Rangers if they reach the group stages?
I think it'd be magnificent for everyone connected at the club, certainly for the fans to have the chance to have European football here for a lot longer than the qualifiers would be great. But I think the important thing is that we focus against Maribor and don't get too far ahead of ourselves. I think it's very dangerous when you start thinking too far down the line. So we'll have 2 very difficult tests against Maribor. We have a lot of respect for the manager and the team and the challenge in front of us. So for me, the message to the players is focus on Thursday night and let's try and get the right result there first.
Another signing in the door yesterday. Can we expect any more business here at Ibrox before the window closes?
Possibly.
In terms of that signing, the club acted very, very quickly to secure Bruno Barisic's signature. Was he on the radar before the 2 games that he played against yourselves?
Well, we knew the player. As soon as we withdrew against Osijek in the competition, I had a couple of conversations with this man to my left. I also spoke in good detail to Dejan Lovren, and he made it very clear that their main threat was Borna. I think the club have performed very well in the last few days in terms of getting that signing in the door very quickly, and the reason being was we had to act very quick because there was many teams trying to chase his services, and I think that goes to show what type of players we've brought through the door. He's an international player. He was down to the last 30 in the Croatian squad in the World Cup, who've gone on to the final. And I think he's got potential to get back in that squad, in that setup with the Croatian national team. And I think this platform will help him do that.
The Bosnian club Krupa has claimed that Elvir Kolic, you've put a bid in for him. Their chairman actually is on record saying that's the case. Can you bring us up to speed?
I'm not aware of that. I'm not aware of that. I think he might be trying to stir some attention up for his players there, but we're not interested at the moment in any Bosnian players.
In terms of your own players, can you bring us up to speed with where Ryan Jack's at the minute?
Yeah, Ryan's. We told Ryan to stay at home for a few days after the knock he took at the weekend. You know, he'll be assessed further today by our medical team. We'll hopefully have an update for you guys in the next 24 hours in terms of how long he's going to be out. But he took a serious whack at the weekend and he needed a few days at home to rest because it's knocked the stuffing out of him.
Any other injuries going into tomorrow night's game?
Just what you know. Declan John, Lee Wallace, Jordan Rossiter, Graham Dorans, just the ones that you know. There's no fresh ones from the weekend.
You've conceded late goals in your last 2 games. Is that something that you need to make sure you don't make a trend of?
Well, I think if we have 11 men on the pitch, we might try and stop them late goals going in. So yeah, we're disappointed to concede 2 late goals, but I think we've played against 2 very strong teams in the last couple of games. Osijek, you know, put us under immense pressure with their desperation to try and get qualification. So we knew we were going to have to, you know, be backs against the wall against them at some point because of the many talented players they've got. And I think Aberdeen, obviously another good team with a good manager. They're at home. We're a man down. We knew they were going to put us under the cosh and put balls into our box. And you know, they got one that dropped for them. It was a terrific finish by the young kid. But I don't think I can criticise me players in any way, shape or form for conceding a late goal. They just hung on for 85 minutes with a man down against one of our rivals. So if anything, I'm going to praise them for the immense character that they showed in a difficult game.
Have you spoken to Morelos about the incident? Yes. Can you inform us?
No. I mean, my chats with me players that I have between the 4 walls will always stay private. I've had a good conversation with Alfredo yesterday. The card's been rescinded, which we're very happy about. But that doesn't take away the fact that we believe we've dropped 2 points because of that decision. And you know, we hope that doesn't happen to all the clubs in the SPL again, where you suffer, you know, to that magnitude by one decision that it makes you drop 2 points.
Can I ask you about Josh Windass? Did the club turn down a bid from Ipswich yesterday for him?
I'm not aware of that, if that's happened.
Okay.
Just finally, Stephen, you've mentioned the red card. You've had a couple of days to reflect on your comments after Todri. Do you still stand by what you said about the decisions?
We were disappointed with the decision at the time, which I said, but you know, credit to the SFA, the referee department, they've overturned it. Look, we totally understand how difficult it is to referee these big games, not just in this country. In any big rivalry games, the referees have got a very difficult job, and you know, our respect's certainly there. It's just disappointing for us that we're on the receiving end this time round. But you know, thankfully they've seen that the right decision, and they've overturned the red card, which makes him available for us at the weekend. And you know, Alfredo's a big player for us, so we're really happy with the decision.
Nicola, if we can, you've a few games into your Rangers career now. How are you finding life at Ibrox?
Yeah, it's nice. It's a really good welcome for me when I come here. I really don't expect that, but fans, Gav, his people, teammates, people in club, it was really good for me, and they really helped me. So I'm really happy that I have become part of this club.
The fans here will love a defender who can score a goal as well. You seem to have a pretty solid goal scoring threat. Is that something that's a real key part of your game, and what's it like scoring in front of that Ibrox crowd?
I think the most important is that team scores the goals. It's not about the individual. So I'm really happy when I score, but I think important thing is that we score every game, match and match goal. So that's the way we're looking for.
Can we ask you about the new signing, and did you have a conversation with him before he joined here at Ibrox? What can you tell us about him?
Borna is a really great guy. and much important, he's a really good player. So I'm really happy that I get one more friend here. And also, you will see he will play really good. He's really humble, and I think he can do a really good job here in Glasgow.
Stephen's given you quite a bit of praise in the media so far since you joined the club. Does that give you a good bit of confidence in the early stages of your Rangers career?
I don't really understand.
He said I say nice things about you. Sometimes to the media you have to lie when you're a manager. He said, are you happy with the praise that I gave you as a player?
Yeah. I saw the video, I like him also.
You seem to have struck up a good partnership with Connor Goldson as well. How do you see that relationship working?
Connor is a great guy, a lot of experience, and helped me when I started to play with him. And it's much easier for me when I play with him because I thought he has really a lot of experience and really a good player.
How important was the prospect of European football when you came to join Rangers?
Can you repeat, please?
When you decided to come to Rangers, how important was playing European football and perhaps going further in the competition?
How important it is to play in Europa League and have European football for you and your career?
It's really important. It's a great step because every Thursday you play against European teams, and it's a lot of games, and you can improve game by game. So I think it's a great step for me.
First Scouse translator here.
Can I just ask you, on the English transfer window obviously shuts tomorrow at 5 o'clock, do you think that could perhaps have a positive impact up here in Scotland?
For us, we're always looking for positivity. You know, and obviously delighted to have Bona over the line signed, and it's possible that there might be a little bit more business out there for us. We'll have to wait and see. But, you know, the transfer window shutting, I think it's more important for the English teams, you know, getting it done before their season starts. For us, obviously, it lasts a little bit longer, so it doesn't really affect us in the coming days. But yeah, I think from an English point of view, I think it's good that it's out the window, and you know, teams can focus on the squads they've got moving forward. But for us, nothing changes just yet.
Well, thanks for that, Fox.
What a manager, eh?
Aye, we've also been joined with Fox. How are we doing, Fox?
Hi, Foxy.
Evening, chaps.
Evening, Fox.
Hi, Fox.
You're spot on, Bridgeman. Nobody's got any mind games with him, are they, Fox? And then we'll go to Bridgeman.
No, they're not. He's very wise to the second-class press that we've got up here, who has a lot of mundane questions. What pleased me is how relaxed he was. I watched the press conference today. Seemed very good within himself, and that's a good sign. He doesn't feel under any pressure. I think he's really pleased with how the squad's performing, and it's looking good. The guys going forward, looking good.
Bridge?
Yeah, like we've got an absolute high quality manager. You know, he knows what he's doing. He's been dealing with press in his position as captain of Liverpool in England for many a long year, and he's absolutely wonderful to listen to. Really, really good. And I thought his wee jokes with Katic was just excellent, you know, and I like Katic coming back and saying, saw the video, I love him as well. I thought that was brilliant. Seriously, he knows what he's doing. He will not take any crap, and I noticed that at the weekend as well. So good luck to him. I hope he just keeps it going, as I always say, and we don't want him to be seen to be weak in any way, shape or form, particularly by our press. That's what we don't want. He's doing very, very well. Very proud of him, actually. Very proud.
Aye. Big Ulster, and then obviously, Rudy, are you picking up that there's a good atmosphere within the group for the management of the players, etc.?
Yeah, mate, you can see it. You can hear it there, the jokes and all that happened. I thought that was funny about the first Scouser interpreter, but I thought it was very, very funny indeed, like, because they normally get stuck with the accent, like, but I thought it was fantastic. But you can see it coming across that the management staff, Gerrard and his players, have a bond there, mate, and you can see it on the pitch. They're doing what's asked of them. Even we've seen that in Aberdeen, we had a tough game, and everybody listened to where he wanted them to play, how he wanted them to play, and we were actually the better team with 10 men for the vast majority of the game, mate. So everything's looking really well, and it was a cracking interview, mate. Really enjoyed that, definitely.
Rudy?
Aye, smashing. He never puts a foot wrong. Absolutely brilliant in the pressers. And again, he makes the point when he was asked, about Rangers keeping the 10 men on the park, Fantastic, And I liked, the wee bit of banter between him and Cartage and the journalist, about the translation and stuff like that. Added a wee bit of light-heartedness to the proceedings for a change. But he's absolutely strolling the pressers, and he's got a huge amount of experience, as Bridgeman was saying, captain of England, captain of Liverpool for all the years. He's dealt with the press, numerous occasions. He knows how it's done. He knows what the story is. He's probably never met a press like Fox's second raters that we've got up here. So it'll be a new experience dealing with him, I would imagine, for him. But he's just, he's great. He's just great. I just love listening to him in the pressers. Takes nothing off them and just, quite willing to stand up for the players the way he did the day in that presser when he was asked about them, how they're performing and stuff. And quite willing when it comes to it to stick to his point about keeping 11 players on the park. Brilliant.
And shoot, mate, Fox, he's fighting the next battles as well, getting his wee markers in there. I don't know if you picked that up, bro.
Yeah.
Fox?
He said quite a... The one that surprised me was when he got asked about Josh Windass. I know his comments were all saying, it's no that I know he. I thought he might have turned around and says, Josh, he's gone nowhere. So that looks as though that could be open, mate. I don't know what you took out of that.
No, possibly, mate. I just think everybody, if he thinks that the price is right and he can get quality and to improve us, there's nobody's place in our squad safe, Fox, and then we'll go to Bridge.
Well, if we can find better quality replacements for MD, it's already in our squad. I think he'll move on that. But as I said, I think he looks relaxed, happy, and I think he's quite pleased with the business that he's done since he's came to Rangers, how he's got rid of a lot of deadwood, how he's replaced with better quality players. And I think he sees the improvement in his squad since him and Gary McAllister and the backroom squad took control of them. And I think the fans are beginning to see the results of that on the park.
Bridge, if you were a coach, and I know you've done a wee bit, but if you were a coach and you sat and watched that game again, which you would have done if the Aberdeen game, you would have been pleased with your team, wouldn't you?
Absolutely over the moon. I've said it quite openly as far as I'm concerned. Just a couple of things, the only two things that I thought weren't quite right, and we've said it, most everybody said it, is it shouldn't have made the straight swap. Or rather, when Ryan Jack went off, they shouldn't have replaced him with an attacking midfielder. It should have been a defensive, maybe Ross McCrory. And the other was the lack of concentration, the loss of concentration, maybe exhaustion, maybe something else, to lose a goal in the final minute of the game. Other than that, I thought we were magnificent, and we could have scored 2 or 3 goals ourselves. Have we had a wee bit more luck and a wee bit more, I would say, a wee bit more imagination running forward. But really, really good. It's magic to see 10 men against them. And they were above us in the league last year, remember?
Oh, really? I thought the idea was to try and get first. Is it no, Rudy?
It is always for a Rangers supporter, isn't it?
Can I ask you something, Rudy? A serious question.
Aye.
When you watched that game, and I don't know if you were speaking to one of your Chiners after it or not, as you usually do, but if you were an Aberdeen supporter, would you be able to watch that every week?
No chance. That's exactly what that's one of the things. I went out for a few beers with a couple of mates after the game,
I went to church, mate, then I went straight home.
I'm sure. So, and that was one of the things that we were talking about. We missed it. I'll tell you what, we missed a bullet with Derek McInnes. We really, really did. You look at what we've got now, standing in the dugout, sitting in the dugout, not just standing there. But you look who we've got in the dugout now compared to who we could have had, it doesn't bear thinking about for me, really. All they done was resorted to the long ball because they couldn't play as football on the grass, so they started lumping it up high and long, And that for me, for a tactic, is just there's a time and a place for it. Don't get me wrong, Ox. Do you know what I mean? Occasionally, that kind of tactic might have to be produced at the back end. You're just saying, right, look, here we go. But they done it for most of the game, simply because we were the better team, even down to 10 men. As an Aberdeen fan, they must be scratching their heads up there. I mean, they celebrated that equalising goal in the 93rd minute against 10 men like they'd just won the Scottish Cup final or something, So that shows what they think of us, And when Steven Gerrard said a class above, he wasn't wrong, mate, when he said that. For a team that's finished second the last 4 seasons, they're absolutely dross to watch. So
I thought you were going to use your favourite word there. I was hoping for a garbage.
On yourself, ready?
That's for special occasions. Special occasions up.
What was your thoughts, Ulster, when you were watching it with your posse?
No, we were very happy. We were panicking at the start when the decision was first made, because we thought, oh, here we go, we're in big trouble here. And the team performed really well, mate. We kept pushing. We got ourselves a penalty. We're 1-0 in front. At the start, we took a draw, mate, and at the end, we were all ran about. Yeah, we were just gutted because of the draw. I think on that there, mate, that tells you how good the team actually performed, mate, because it ended up like a loss to us, really. That's what it felt like.
Is that positivity? It's giving Steven Gerrard confidence when he's dealing with the press, because he's watched that and he's watched it again.
Exactly, mate, and it's overall pride I'm sure he's had for his team. You've seen the picture of him giving Ryan Jack a big kiss in the neck when he came off, because I think that's how well Ryan Jack played, mate. He was giving him a wee hug, basically, to say, your performance was epic, and it was. Everybody played really, really well, mate. And as for Aberdeen, they're just hammer throwers. I swear to you, mate, they're not a good side. They aren't a good side. They're not as good as they were last season, definitely. Not from what I've seen, mate. One, as I say, when you've got a player of the opposition team getting sent off at 11 minutes, if that's Rangers at Ibrox against anybody, I would be expecting nothing less than a win. And the fact that if we were down to 11 men against 10 for that amount of the game and being outplayed for so long, I would be worrying, mate, as a Rangers supporter. So I don't know what way the Aberdeen men would be thinking of it, but I'd be looking at that and going, I don't know. I think it's going to be a tough season for them, and I don't think they're going to be the rivals. Just I think they may finish lower than the table than third.
I think the Aberdeen fans at the moment are more interested in lighting candles for sandcastles just now, They're worrying about their team. Sort of stuff the Egypts are coming out with.
Fox, obviously, there's a European tie finished in the city. I'm sure John McGinn will put that right in the second leg, mate.
Yeah. I was hoping he would have went to them, mate. It might have improved the team photo a bit,
Anyway, we move on. Steven Gerrard, the big boy Katic, connections, Fox, Lovren's involved in the deal to bring the man in. They knew right away he was the main threat. They get told he was a good player. They've saw him in the flesh and went, we'll have a piece of this. His connections bearing fruit once again.
Aye, and I think Sasa Patch is also giving them the lowdown of what's happening that part of Europe as well, mate. So we've got good connections there. As I said last night, I don't think that will be our last foray into the markets.
Bridge?
Yeah, I think I agree with Foxy. I don't think it's going to be the last time we go into those markets. I think we've got Katic and we've brought that young boy in. Once we see how he plays, and I'm sure he'll be absolutely magnificent because he's been magnificent against us. And I believe sincerely that our manager sees great things for the team with these people in it, and that marketplace will be a marketplace that we will go to again for sure. And I'm hoping, and I mean this sincerely, I know that's the English market finished, or will be tomorrow night. If there's no more movement as far as our players going out, then I'm hoping we don't overload our wages. We get out as ones we want out, and we keep the ones we need to keep, and we have to go with the rest. Personally, as you know, I'm going to say it again, don't buy anybody in from Scotland. Nobody.
In your opinion, Bridge?
In my opinion, of course, yes. Of course.
Talking about people who like to keep their wages close to their chest, we'll be joined by Stevie. How we doing, Stevie?
All right, Oxford, how are you, big man? Sorry, I'm a wee bit late on the night. Wee Willie, he's the only guy in the drum that could get his legs to his passport photo. I couldn't get rid of him. So that's him away now. I'm on the phone to say I'd like to say a big thank you to Mark Allen for what he's done. I think it was Rudy Barrett says earlier on about the way he's went about his business getting rid of the Deed Wood and the way he's brought people in. I don't think the guy's getting a lot of credit for what he's done. I really don't. He's been fantastic behind the scenes for us, and long may it continue. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, you mentioned that Greg Docherty's away on loan. Obviously, we're not saying it's the end of his Rangers career. He's away to play matches, hopefully improve and come back bigger and stronger. And rumour has it that Lee Hodgson will be leaving the club within the next week or so. So the turnover's been tremendous, Stevie.
Do you know how many have gone out the door so far? 19 players.
It's frightening, isn't it?
19. That's between players going back that we had on loan, players that we're keeping, like Greg Docherty, for instance, who's gone out on loan, and players who've actually left the club. There's 19 gone out the door, and if Hodgson goes, that'll be 20. That's huge. Well said.
Brilliant.
Stevie, our wage bills mostly, well, obviously we'll be paying higher wages for higher quality, but our squad's actually maybe smaller, mate.
Totally. Listen, Big Ulster keeps performing the way he is. Your wage bill's going to have to go up. Absolutely brilliant, the big man. Just let me tell you, the big man's been fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. But no, guys.
Stevie, don't say it.
But that's how you do it, pal, all right?
We offered to double his wages, mate. He knocked us back.
My head's getting too big for these earphones here.
Stevie, there's strong everybody wants to move down south.
No danger. No danger. The big man, he's no gone in a Bosman. He's with us. Big Ulsters with the Rangers radio.
We offered
he's a captain. Or should I say, but he's for the CEO.
We offered him a position in Sky Sports. He's waiting for a position in Bang Babes to come up.
Stevie, see while you're on, do you want to get a wee shout out for the things that you're doing for
Robert
the young boy Robert Mulholland who died in the Ibrox disaster?
Certainly will, Rudy. It's young Robert, age 16, he's the only boy for Drumchapel that died in Ibrox disaster. Everybody knows, no matter who you are, nobody shouldn't return him for a football match. So we decided to get a wee memorial done up where he stayed in Jedworth Avenue, and we've been parading up to it for the last 5 years and laying a wee reef and playing Robert a few wee tunes, so we have. But it's on Saturday the 18th of August. Any bells would like to turn up and get a bit of support. It's funeral gear, basically that's it. Black suit, white shirt, black tie, and up you go. We'll have a band taking us up, we'll have a wee reef laying ceremony, and back down in for a few swallies into our wee local hall. Any bells want to come and support it, they're more than welcome. But as I said, we do that every year for that boy, and it's just dreadful to think, and at 16 and not coming home. My God, I go to the game with my family, so I wouldn't like to. I just can't comprehend what the boys went through, you know, their mothers and that, and nobody having telephone. My dad used to tell me about it, nobody had telephones, and I think my granny killed my dad by the time he came in after the pub. She was up worried sick, but you know how it all works, guys. I know, but we're doing that. And can I also give a shout out to my friend in the Shankill Road who's just started the Rangers Supporters Club for the Berlin Bar, Mark Pollock. Well done, Mark, for getting the Berlin Loyal started up, and I hope everything goes all right for them. So that's my two wee shout outs.
Oh, you see the Berlin Bar, is that Berlin as in Germany, mate?
It is, aye. There's a wee story behind this pub, Oxford, but I'm not man to get into it on the radio.
And I also see a new Rangers Supporters Club started today in Clydebank.
Oh, fantastic. Aye, is it?
Aye, in Clydebank,
aye. You've been reading the Digger, Oxford?
No, mate, no. I don't do any reading.
Right, okay. Listen, boys, I'm going to shoot the crowd, but once again, Bridgeman, keep it going for the famous Glasgow Rangers.
Absolutely, boy. Keep it going.
Ulster still says no, big Ulster. What?
You're right.
You're the captain, mate. You're the captain. I'll catch you later, lads. Thanks for having me on again. Thank you very much, boys. And all the
Cheers,
best.
Stevie.
Great show. They boys
Always a
from Plymouth,
pleasure,
1,000 miles all round journey. My God, for a duck neat straw. Dear God, man. Well done today, boys. Well, don't mention that. We don't want anybody greeting on the show. We're a happy show tonight. But anyway, listen, lads, keep it going for the Rangers, and what a fantastic show. Brilliant. It's getting better every week. Go on, the troops. Yeah.
Stevie boy.
All right, boys. See you later. Good night.
Cheers. I think it would be good if we could get somebody maybe originally fair the drum that could maybe represent us at that do. Fox, any ideas if somebody would fit the bill for that?
I think we do know somebody. He's on the mute quite a lot, but I mean...
Easy, boys.
He'll be on mute in a moment. That's a great gist.
No, I'm talking to you.
I know, mate, I know. That's a great thing they're doing to remember that boy, yeah?
Fantastic.
It's fantastic, it is, definitely.
You know,
fair play to them, man.
It would have been 1655 he was born. Sad, really sad. Anyway, we move on. Obviously, Stevie talked about and Rudy picked up the turnover of players. Bridgeman, Greg Docherty away in loan, eh?
Well, I'm pleased for him for a start, but I have to say this. I mean, it's a heavy heart I say these things. I think it's a good thing for us at the club because that lad sitting on the bench and having the quality that he had, particularly when he was playing with Hamilton, and we can't make use of that quality. It's a sin for the boy and the club. So the two of them are no mixing. I'm really pleased he's got himself a wee move, and Shrewsbury just might be the place he managed to pick his form up, and away he goes, and he'll come back fighting for a place. I'm really hopeful at Hampstead. Really am.
Do you see it as a good move if you've got somebody you think's got potential, Fox, to put them out to that level if they're going to be playing every week?
Well, he's going to struggle at the moment to get into our midfield. I think it's a good thing. He goes away, plays plenty of games, gives him time to see. I know it's Shrewsbury he's gone to and it's kind of lower English leagues, but if he can really establish himself when he's down there on loan, come back up and rejoin the squad and see how he gets on, mate. I think he had a 4-year contract when we bought the boys, so there's plenty of time for him. I didn't think he was ready to walk into Rangers team when he first came. I said that. And I think a wee year's loan will do him a world of good and see how he progresses.
Rudy, any thoughts, mate? I know, to memory, mate, you quite fancied the boy when he came.
I certainly did, Ox, and I still do, to be honest. But I can see why he would struggle to get into the midfield just now, as Fox has just said there. We have an abundance, and if you think we've still got abundance of midfield players, we've got new guys that have come in. We've still got Graham Dorrans to come back for injury, Jordan Rossiter. So I can understand why. I think it's good for him and the club. I wish him all the best, and it shows when his year's loan. I hope he goes down there and has a really great season with him. And as Fox says, he's still got plenty of time. He's a young player. He's on a long contract. He can go down there and have a great season with Shrewsbury and then come back up the road at the end of the season, ready to go again. And hopefully, more games. He needs games. The boy needs games. He's not going to get that here. So there's no use just have him here for the sake of it, The boy's got to go out and get some football under his feet, and he's only going to do that on loan, So hopefully they'll give him plenty of game time down there, and I'd like to see him come back next year, obviously at the end of the season, ready to go and push for a place in the starting 11 again next year. We'll see how it goes. But I still rate him, Ox. I still think he's a player. You
think there's potential there with the eye?
I certainly do, and it's good point Fox makes. He's got plenty of time. He's a young guy, he could have years ahead of him at Rangers. This is just the beginning for him, really. So to go down there and get a year, get a season down there at Shrewsbury, even if it is the lower leagues, it'll be a good grounding for him, because it'll not be an easy league doing that down there. A lot of tough professionals go down the lower leagues in England, don't they? Come to the end of their career, so he'll come up against some tough, experienced players. So I think it's a good move for him and the club.
Can they come in and Ox? Oh, sorry, pal.
No, I think just everybody's correct in their views. I think with Doherty going down there, mate, it'll be good for him. I think he's at that sort of age now where he needs to be challenged. If we had held on to him, I think more often than not he'd have been in our reserves, and that's not really going to help him at his age to progress. Shrewsbury are a decent team at that level, and they normally win more often than not, so it'll be an attacking side, a wee bit like ourselves at a different level, obviously, and he'll be in that sort of setup, attacking it, and hopefully he comes back from it, because I think he is a promising young player, but it says a lot for our squad and how much we've moved on when there's no place for him at the minute.
On you go, Bridge.
I was just going to say that as well, on top of the things that the guys are saying, I'm really pleased that he's going down to England. It's in some cases a lot tougher, and it'll give him a broader horizons to play to. I think if he stayed in Scotland anywhere, I think he would get all the nonsensical abuse because he played for Rangers and blah 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 blah. You can just imagine the stuff before he came to Rangers. He was rated very highly all over the country, and now he's at Rangers. It might be slightly different. So glad he's going down south to somebody, and he'll get a year's half decent football down there, and let's see how he comes on. And it goes back to Rangers, as the boys have said.
I get that, Bridget. You're not saying you want to. If he turns out to be the next Ronaldo and he's playing with all the best, you just at the moment you just don't see the player there, do you?
No, I do not. No.
All right.
I don't see it.
People see it different, I would say that I've not made my mind up. He came in, he started okay, but he was playing in a bad team, and I'll just give you this before, and I think it was one of his last games. I just looked up there when Big Stevie was talking, and then Rudy picked up a number of players. The semi-final at Hampden at the back end of last year, the Rangers team, Rudy, and you talk about the players that's turned out, Foderingham, Tavernier, John, Dorrans, Holtz came on for Dorrans, Halliday, Windus came on, Morelos, Candeias, Alves came on, Murphy, Martin, McCrory and Doherty.
So that team gone now, isn't there?
Aye, well, Fod's is second or third choice, whatever way you want to look at it. John's injured, Dorrans is injured, gone, Holt's gone, Halliday's a fringe player. We don't know what's happening. Windus, Morelos still there. Candeias is still there, Alves is gone, Murphy's in, Martin's gone, McCrory's squad player is still there, and Doherty's away in loan. The subs were Almec, Miller, Hodgson and Cummings, the unused subs, so Almec's doing the pecking order because of McGregor. Miller's gone, Hodgson's gone as such, and Cummings is gone. Some turnover.
Huge. 19. I couldn't. For some reason, I thought it was around about, I think we discussed it some night last week. I thought maybe there was about 12, 13 out the door. It wasn't until I looked at it properly I realised there's actually 19 gone out the door between loans going back, players leaving the club, Rangers players gone out in loan, So 19 all in, and if Lee Hodgson goes, as you say, in the next few days, then there's 20. That's a huge turnover, Ox, isn't it? It's massive. Don't know how many of the Rangers players that went out on loan, how many of them will actually come back. But for Mark Allen, it was a great point Stevie made. Mark Allen's working his tail off behind the scenes there to get, because we spoke about, the hard thing for Stevie Gerrard and his team would be to get players out the door. Well, there's 20 out the door, so they're certainly working hard behind the scenes. Fair play to Mark Allen. That was a great point with Stevie,
Aye, here. Listen, lads, it's that time of evening already, so if you don't mind going on mute, Fox will use a tune.
Sure, I was dreaming of old Ibrox, of her slopes and great grandstands, and I dreamed about the Rangers, the best team in the land. When my memory suggested of a vision bright and clear, of the strange things that would happen if we had the Rangers here. Now if the road to Ibrox Park way up the Shankill, and Brian Laudrup came from Sandy Windsor. Sure, no green flags at that game, they would appear. Ulster's sons would never roll, and all the boys would stay at home. If we only had the Rangers over here. I dreamed about her Ulster men who wore the shirt of blue. Bertie Manderton, Sam English, Laurie Hamilton, McCandless too. I have dreamed of Whitey McDonald, who came from Lisburn town, and the greatest Billy Simpson, who never let them down. Now if the road to Nycox Park, way up the Shankill, and Brian Laudrup came from Sandy Road, and Ali McCoist came from East Belfast, and then old Belfast became old Glasgow. If the Rangers met the Celtic up at Windsor, then no green flags at that game, they would appear. Ulster's sons would never roam, all the boys would stay at home. If we only had the Rangers over here. If we only had Glasgow Rangers over here.
You like
If
that
we
one?
only had the Rangers over here. Go on yourself, Ulster.
How much cheaper things would be.
For you.
I know.
I don't know if it'll make a lot of difference to the Plymouth True Blues.
They'd still have to go miles.
Aye, popular tune. I don't hear any triangle on that. Accordions or trombones, Bridge, did you?
No, I did not. But I'll tell you what. True Blues back in the lobby. Have been on us for a couple of days, and I'd like to give a big shout out to him. Welcome back, pal. Lovely to see you.
Yeah, good to see
here.
old True Black. The Rangers, one of the stalwarts of Rangers radio, old True Blue. Good to see Will Mucker back.
But that really was a nice song. It's a lovely song to hear. Really nice.
Is that a Last Dance song from your house, Bridge?
Oh, could have been.
Fox, did you realise the turnover's been so dramatic?
Well, we know they've been going out in wee groups, mate, but I didn't realise it was 19 players for last year's squad. So it's been a real good job, as people were saying, that Mark Allen's done. We always thought that would be the big struggle, was getting people out the door. We were worrying how it would affect our finances going forward, and whether a lot of them would just sit and take the money. But we've done well. We've maybe paid off some of their contracts and get rid of a lot of them. And it clears the deck for... You don't want to have poor players sitting in the background, mate, grumping away. So clear the decks and move forward. And that's what we've done.
You've always said we've got to keep improving the quality, mate. Are you happy where it's took us?
Well, I'm very pleased with what we've done in this. I don't think there's a Rangers supporter isn't pleased. But I don't think we'll see, as the transfer window's going, such a radical change. I think now we're looking at one, maybe two players of real better quality coming in now. And instead of spreading more money about and gambles, we'll start to pick out quality and we'll see our team improve our Gerrard's reign, mate.
Good point, Fox. Quality is the buzzword, Rudy. it might be too. You might move on because you can't refuse the offer. Rumour has it there's been offers made for my players for down south. An offer for the boy Windass. I know you're a big fan, Rudy. That Stephen Gerrard said he knew nothing about, but people are going to come and they're going to go all the time, mate.
I think that's just the way it's going to be. Let's face it, Ox, we've seen better players than Windass and even James Tavernier leave Rangers, haven't we? You know, the club moves on, it's simple as that. And, you know, I'd much rather have quality over quantity. You know, there's no use, as Fox says, spreading money about and taking chances on players. You know, if you can get the right amount of money together to bring a player in better quality than what you might already have in that position, then it's a no-brainer for me. It has to be, because we've to now improve each window, each transfer window, you know, we've got to improve. But the sounds of things, there's still maybe another one or two players to come in before we get to the end of our transfer window. I hope so, and I hope it's, you know, a bit of quality that comes in. Then we've got January, you know, possibilities there if we're needing a player or two in January. You know, they'll go out into the market and they'll see what they can find, you know. No use, as Stevie Gerrard said, just bringing players in for the sake of bringing it in. I think he said that last week. No use just bringing players in for the sake of it. They've got to improve the team. They have to. And each transfer window, for me, we've got to bring in quality that makes the team better and better as each transfer window passes. I'm absolutely delighted with the business that's been done. As I said, I thought maybe about 13 players had gone out the door, and then I looked at it properly and it was 19. And then you knew you're talking about Lee Hodgson, so you're talking 20 there. You know, what a huge turnaround of players that is for us. So for me, Stevie Gerrard, Mark Allen have made a huge difference to the team. I'm delighted with the defence. But there's one or two players that were there for last season. I'm also delighted with their performance, and none more so than Ryan Jack for me. He's really, really got the bit between his teeth, that boy. He's probably delighted that he's got a manager who was one of the world's top midfield players. They can learn so much from him, you know. And Gary McAllister for that point. He was a fair football player as well. So, yeah, huge difference for last season for me. Delighted with the players that's been brought in. Looking forward as well. You've seen Borisic playing now. See how he gets on, you know.
We're playing on Sunday, mate.
I would think so, aye. I don't think you bring a 2.2 million player in and leave him sitting on the bench.
No, I think we're playing on Sunday. Bench, just talking about Sunday, I think the club with the return of tickets, Big Ulster, there's some tickets left for tomorrow night, not a lot, so get on there, get it a sell out tomorrow night if we can. And obviously people keep returning their tickets to the club, and there's a few keep popping up for the St Mirren game, big man.
All right, okay.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. If you've got a season ticket and you can't make it, get your tickets back into the system, because not only does Burge get to go, but it also means you get a wee bit of coin back as well for your season ticket. So it works both ways.
And the club earned twice, yeah?
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Of course it is, mate. That's what we're looking for. As just the points you were making about the many players, I didn't think it was just as much as that, but I think it was needed, Ox, because if you look at those two games, the Old Firm games, and I know we don't like to be we don't like to say it, but they tortured us. Let's be honest. I remember the Hateley interview, and he used to say when Rangers were winning everything, the team actually had a belief. See, before they even come on the pitch, Hateley says, you knew when you looked at them at the tunnel, you had that team beat. We had that Celtic team beat before we went on the park. And I think that's what's happening to our team. The mentality was we were defeated before we played. And I think that's why we needed to get rid of that mentality and bring the added quality in here to actually make it on that playing field.
Bridgeman, we weren't physically strong enough and mentally strong enough.
Absolutely, pal. I've been saying it for a long time, and I'll continue to say it. As we go on, we need to increase the physical presence of the team. We have to have better, stronger, cleverer players, all these things that matter. And in the modern day of football, most teams have got large, I don't mean heavy, but tall, really good footballers, but they've got height, they're over 6 feet, and they can look after themselves on the pitch. And that means the world. So let's hope we're heading towards that. I'm not saying it's going to happen in 2 weeks, you know what I mean? It's going to maybe be 3 years before you get to that stage where the next round of guys that come in, if you look at our back two, they're now 6 feet 3, 6 feet 4. You shouldn't be looking for a centre half any less than that now. There's your standard. VAR set.
But he's got to be able to play.
Of course, I'm saying that's the number one thing. They need to be able to play football. Just like this boy we're bringing in now. He played against us. We've all seen him. Wonderful footballer player. Wonderful football player.
Talking about wonderful football players, we've been joined by George Logan. Evening, George.
Oh, George Logan, you're a dancer.
Hey,
how you doing, boys? All right?
How you doing, mate?
Aye,
what's on your mind, big man?
Good show tonight.
Do you get any Bridges team, mate? You must just scrape in there, mate.
I don't know if I'd get any Bridges team, to be honest. Like, I definitely wouldn't play against Bridges team, that's for sure. I don't know if I'd get any team. Good show the next. It's actually good to hear all the positive talk about Rangers and that again, but I later can come through the door of the Monday Kim, it's like with Rangers. But no, it's positive and everything's looking well. And you're talking about the standard of the players. Like, I think it was Fox actually spoke about it end of last season there, about the standard of the players. We've got to keep moving forward. I actually believe that, well, in my opinion, the standard that we've went up, the grade we went up, Ox, is higher than I thought it was going to be. Like, I think we went to that next level. I think we would probably struggled along. I thought we would have probably struggled along with a certain level of guys. But now you look at guys like Lee Hodgson, who was terrible anyway, and there's certain guys got to be leaving the club. And you think to yourself, these guys would never have been in the same standard. I mean, there's a big Croatian boy, the big boy from England, Goldson coming in, even a couple of the loan players for Liverpool coming in. That's a better standard. That's a standard that we're more used to seeing at Rangers than the guys who were just bit part players trying to fill in positions, trying to get as a team together to finish third in the Premier League and things like that. Like, so I think the standard we've actually moved to now and getting these Croatian boys in and talking getting other boys in as well. I think we're beyond where I thought we were going to be, and hats off to Steven Gerrard and the board and the fans and everybody that's put together. But in the next couple of days, I mean, if you see Lee Hodgson got to leave, probably Windass has maybe got to go to the door, and possibly maybe the goalkeeper, another couple maybe go out the door as well. I think we'll be maybe short. I think, as in fucking people are saying about
numbers.
Numbers, do you think we'll maybe be short? I can't even go down to England and get a couple of loans. I mean, but you wouldn't want, in my honest opinion, the same as yours, Lee Hodgson shouldn't have played with Rangers again anyway, because he's terrible at left back and he's even worse at right back. But I mean, the big goalkeeper guy, Windass, I wouldn't hate Windass in my team either, because of the simple fact he's a bottler. And everything you need for an Old Firm player, he's absolutely missing everything that you need. But I'm just talking about for numbers, Rocks. Do you think we're going to have to go out and get a couple of guys, just bit part players, just to fill in positions?
I think we're short in the centre back area. With one centre back, unless he's comfortable with McCrory and we're new signing Big Borjan coming in and covering in that area. I don't know what anybody else thinks. And I think we're also short in the striking department. I don't think we're short in the midfield area, George, but we're definitely short in that area. So,
what about the forward line?
The forward line. I think. Rudy, any thoughts?
Same as yourself, Ox. I totally agree with you. Centre back, we need another centre back in. I read somewhere that the U-boy Borisic could play on the left there, centre back pair.
I was told by a wise gentleman he's played there once or twice. Nothing startling, mate. Yesterday, he's not done it a lot.
Right, okay. So we certainly need to look at the centre-back. We need another good centre-back in, but I think Rangers have made that obvious. They're looking for another centre-back because they went down to Millwall for the boy Jake Cooper, and then you had the thing with the boy at Man City. Both seem to have fell through now. So, but they've made it obvious they're looking for another centre-back. And I think with the English transfer window closing tomorrow at 5 o'clock, I think it is, you've then got you're in a position where you can look at good young players, as a loan if you want to bring another loan into centre back, who are on the fringe Premiership squad.
It might not be just be young players, Rudy. It might be experienced players that are left out their squads,
Well, I think that's a good point, because I think it was Fox or Bridgman last week made the point of bringing players in round about the 24, 25 mark that's got, good experience, good quality players with good experience. So that's a possibility, Ox.
Right.
It's certainly up front as well. We've got Umar Sadiq. If Morelos is out, as nearly happened, for the next couple of games or so, we've got Umar Sadiq, who apparently still isn't match fit yet, So we're a wee bit lacking up front, and we certainly could be him in our centre back,
George, what areas will be short for you, mate? Is there anything that's standing out for you? And then Ulster?
Well, see for me, Ox, I think we need another striker. I don't think we can rely on the wee boy on loan for Roma. He looks like a good bit of player. I just think he's fit enough, and I didn't think we're in a position, if we're playing Thursday, Sunday, I didn't think we're in a position to let a guy get fit in our team. I think he's going to have to get fit in the reserves and then come into our team. So I think even if we bring in Big Lafferty, don't know if that's out the window now. And I seen a thing about the boy for Bournemouth, the centre half of Bournemouth. But for me, that's just a young guy. It's like bring the wee boy up for Bournemouth. We've brought him before. He's not tested, even though he wasn't a centre half. He's not tested. I would still bring in another centre half to cover. Now I keep on saying this, and folk are thinking, see if it's a centre half for Scotland Ox, and it's a guy who's done it in this league, who can come up here and play against your Kilmarnocks and your Aberdeen, your Motherwell on the Saturday, and rest one of the guys for the Thursday. If God willing, we're in the UEFA Cup every week, I'd be happy with that. A lot of folk want to go down and splash money in the English league, but I don't think you need to for another centre half. I'd be happy to take the wee boy Suter for Hertz or get another guy in as cover. He's not got to be our main centre half. I think we've spent a lot of money on our centre half, done good work in our defence, but just as a wee bit of cover, I think we should get a striker and a centre half. Even though we're getting the boy for Bournemouth, I still get another centre half on top of him. Like,
there's only one man to ask you about that. Big Ulster, you get any thoughts on it, mate?
Yeah, but just like George, I think we need another centre half and a striker. I think we've seen against Wigan in the first half how weak we are there when one of the two guys aren't playing. I think that partnership's really, really good, but you take one of them out and straight away you look weak. And that's nothing against the young fella Bradley or any of the young players we have. I just don't think they're up to that standard yet. I think we definitely need somebody in there, because if somebody gets an injury, we're in big trouble straight away. I think that's why George's looking for that. I think we need another striker as well, because Morelos is going to have to do so much work this season, especially the way he plays and the running about he does. We don't know about Umar Sadiq, how good he is, so I would like to have another one in there, definitely. And if I was being greedy, I'd still like another creative midfielder, but if we get a striker and defender making the season, I'll be very happy.
Mm-hmm. Well, jury's still out with Big Sadiq. I mean, first time I seen Big Herrera, I thought, okay, no bad. Led the line all right, couple of nice touches. That was all he done, and I've never seen him doing after that. But so Sadiq, we've not seen enough of him to judge yet. Bridgeman, eh?
No, it's very difficult, but simply because you haven't seen too much of him. The wee bit that we saw of him, he looked no bad, a bit gangly, but that could be just because of he's know the games and things like that. I think he's obviously a big tall fella, and it's the type of person you're looking for to partner Morelos up front. So I think he'd be ideal in a 4-2, 3-5-2 or 5-3-2, whichever way you want. If you're going to play two up front, then Sadiq and Morelos might be a good partnership. It might be worthwhile trying them out. Maybe not necessarily in European games, for instance, but as soon as possible, get a try out just to see if it's going to work. Because like George says there, he's not had a chance. He's not done a great deal, and people have got doubts that he's going to make it, and he might just become a wallflower sitting there on the bench or something like that. We just don't want that of anybody. My personal opinion, I think we need a left-sided midfielder. Now, this guy that we brought in may, in fact, fit the bill for left-back, wing-back, if you follow what I mean. He might be able to do that. But I think I need another left-sided player, or left-footed player that can balance up the rest of them. I think we've got lots of people in the midfield that are really, really clever players, as young lads for Liverpool and so on and so forth. I'm really pleased with them, and they can run their heart out for you. I don't know when we're going to get these players, if we're going to get them at all, certainly in this window, but we'll need to wait until the English window closes, and that gives Rangers a chance to pick up on anything that's still there once they get moved out of an English club.
Yeah. George, the news broke today. I know your thoughts on Windass. Rumoured about, say, we'll call it £2 million bid. And so reported that Tavernier there was a bid for West Bromwich Albion for him. What's your thoughts on that?
For the Windass one, £2 million, I kind of look at folks say where would have been last year without his goals, but I just never took to Laddie Ox. The boy was a bottle merchant for me. He went hiding. He's daft Kieran on social media. Rangers didn't take it away from that Kieran. I just think that £2 million for that laddie, I would take him down himself. I think he will go. I think he'll go to Mora. I think we'll sell 3 players in Mora. I think it'll be him, Tav, and the goalkeeper all go for money the Mora. I think it'll be more Leeds, but I think that's where I'm saying maybe be a bit short. But for £2 million, I would definitely take him down south. For that, definitely. I'll just let him go. And by the way, maybe we'll go down there and be a hit Ox. That's probably what would happen. You go down there and be a good player, but he's just not done it up here for me. And then he's Kieran on social media and all that, Kieran as well. But the report is $1.5 million or something for Tav. I would just look at a back all day long.
3 million, 3 million I've heard. 3 million Tav offer.
I heard it was 3 million, but seemingly the club have said the night absolutely nowhere near 3 million, like close to the half or something like that. Like, so see even 2 million for him as well, Ox. For my honest opinion, I didn't think Tav's the greatest defender in the world. And it'd be easy for us to put Flanagan at right back, or new left back at left back. We're still covered for John, who possibly could be going down to Swansea on loan or whatever like that. But we've got covered there as well with a couple of guys. But for $1.5 million or £2 million for Tav, absolutely no chance. The guy's our captain. He's played 140 games for us or something like that. Scored how many goals for us? And you're selling him down south. 23 goals and 41 assists or something like that, mate. Something mad like that. He's what's that? 120 games, Ox. For a guy like that down south, you're going to take £4 or £5 million. So unless you come back with that, that's man. And I didn't rate Tav. I didn't think Tav's the greatest player in the whole wide world or the best defender in the world. But my honest opinion, I think he'll go. Windass will go, and I think Big Fods will go for money the more. Which in a roundabout thing is that gives us a wee bit of time. Say we get 6 million for the 3 guys, 7 million for the 3 guys. That's pushing the boat out if we get that, by the way. But so we get that, and that gives us money to go down south and look at other players. So it's probably the transfer window could maybe work out better for us.
George, can I ask you, what would you take for Tav then? If you take a couple of million for Windass, what would you take for Tav then?
Well, whether we pay for Tav, Rudy, was it for Tav, sorry, or for Tav? I honestly wouldn't accept any less than 3.5-4 million for him. And I kind of look at folk who are going to say, you're not going to get that, but I'm not hate talking about them. But if that wee guy across the city's worth 35 million, that's the way I'm looking at it. And there's another one just went to, was it Nottingham Forest, to Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, to Derby or something like that for £6 million. So, I mean, Tav's got to be worth more than they're saying 3 million, but I think it was $1.5 million, Rudy. Tav's got to be worth more than that, Rudy.
Well, you look at his goals.
They need to sell these players, Tav. Just keep them. Then give them away for nothing, because that's what we do yesterday. And we're underestimating these guys. With the thing with Windass, I would let him go for that because I just didn't like the guy. But with Tav, I would hold on to him because I think there's something there with Tav. There's definitely something there.
I think the amount of goals, assists you get off a Tav for a fullback, I think it's excellent, George. I really do. There can't be another fullback, certainly not in Scotland, but I would, even down in England, can you imagine a fullback scoring the amount of goals and the amount of assists that Tav has gave us, as you say, he'd be up around about the £6-7 million mark for a fullback that could do that, I would rather see Tav stay, to be honest, because I think you've got the option with Tav, playing Flanagan at right back, as you say, George. But you can move Tav forward into the midfield. You can push him forward.
I don't know if I don't know if we've maybe already had a bid earlier in the window for him, Rudy, just by the fact we've got the boy Flanagan and now we've got another left back. And
so my mate said that.
I was sort of knocking about the positions here as if to say, well, the last minute there's got to be another couple of bids coming in for Tav, so we're just making a thing very clear. And if you're going to get £4 or £5 million for Tav, I hate to say it, Rudy, but you're a selling club. You need to take it, Kevin. You would need to say, well, what did you spend on Tav? £220,000 or something like that 3 years ago.
Fox, you've got strong views and your captain.
I think Tav's a terrific player. I think the Rangers support underestimate him. I don't think we would realise how good Tav is until he did go, mate. Personally, if Rangers received a bid of double 10 million, I know people will be laughing saying 10 million, but he's a lot better. Everybody picks on his defensive qualities, but that was when we had a rotten defence, no cover and defensive midfielder. Now we've got 2 solid guys at the back, a defensive midfielder and Ryan Jack, who's playing so well in front of them. Tav is going to bob. He brings so much to the right-hand side of our teammate. And I don't know why people keep picking on him. I think he's a terrific player and very underestimated in our side.
Sorry.
Aye, on you go, pal.
No, you carry on, please.
I was just going to finish up with the striker, but of course we would all have another striker and another centre-back. It'll probably be loans. We have done so much transfer business in this window, mate. I think we're beginning to get greedy. I do think Mark Allen will have transfers for the future in the positions. Maybe we just don't have the cash to go out and buy the players that maybe come up and maybe in the January window or next season. We see in the formation that we play at the present time, we need one striker up front. We've got Morelos, who went a year without being injured. We've got Sadiq, who we've not seen. And we're forgetting we've got a young boy there who joined the first team squad, and Zach Rudden, who has been scoring a lot of goals for the under-21s. He's a big boy. I spoke to him there in Northern Ireland. He rates himself highly, and that's not been crude about the boy. And he's got that attitude that he's going to make it. So I don't think we're bad now till we get to the next transfer window. And I just think, as I said earlier, our support are getting greedy now.
Can I ask you something, Fox? I'll come to you in a minute, Bridge. Fox. If Windass goes, and I don't know if he does go, and if you go £2 million for him, a lot of people will be happy with that. I think George would rev up the engine personally.
Aye. I'll get him out of the car.
And you go back into Hearts and you say, look, 400,000, $500,000, whatever you think. And I know Bridges get fused on that. If you swap T2 and Lafferty come in for us because he plays in a different position, different type of player, you're $1.5 million better off. Has my squad improved?
I would think I used to stick up for Windass as well, mate. But to me, he's got to be up front, just behind a striker. I also don't think we've ever tried him as the sole striker. He can tuck a chance away, Windass. Nobody can deny that. But what he gets picked on is he's asked to play, come back in the midfield, and he hides, as people say. But I don't think he's that bad a player, but if we got £2 million, £3 million for him, would be good business ways. And I would take Lafferty because, as you said, he's a different kind of striker and cheap at the price.
Bridgeman.
I'd just like to say that, look, I don't think we're going to get all these transfers and all these marvellous players and so on and so forth in before in the next window, for instance. I think that Tavernier, I would just love Rangers to play forward now in the European, Europa League, and get through. If we get through into the, through the next round, this round that we're coming up, and then get through to the qualifying, and then into the group stages, just imagine how much value, sort of like someone like Tavernier, the value on him would be tremendous. Because this is what it's all about: is getting your players to play at the highest level they're capable of. If he gets into the group stages of the Europa League, what a difference that'll mean to him to play against half-decent sides at a European stature. Marvellous. And that's what I would really like to see. I would hate to lose him for a pittance. I think if we as a club turn around and says, and internally we're slapping a £5 million transfer target on him. That's it. We're not even going to look at $5 million or under. Forget it. So we're looking for over $5 million. If we thought that way and just went and got on with our life, it would be better. But if I believe it was under $2 million that West Brom apparently had bid on him. I mean, that's just nonsense, isn't it?
But that's different. They're entitled to put in a bid.
Of course they are, absolutely.
Can I ask you this, Ox? One of your highest transfers ever was Alan Hutton, who was a shocking defender, mate, but very good going forward. Is that a fact?
I think, my personal point of view, that Alan Hutton had a 6 month period, mate, when he was unplayable going forward. Unplayable.
Going forward, but he was a shocking defender, same as Tav. I'm not saying that they're both shocking, but they both get caught out of position because of the role they were asked to play was to pour forward. And he get caught out all the time as well. Just comparing them, and we get 9 million for him at one time, mate.
Just play their strengths, isn't it? Play to their strengths. That's where they played. They played going forward. I mean, Alan Hutton was marvellous going forward. He had a great speed, great turn of foot, and loved to have a shot at goal and good crosses in as well. So he was a really good player. As Ox said there, probably there was a 6-month period when he was just unplayable as a fullback. Just tremendous.
I think before that 6-month period, you got him for about £500,000, mate, if I'm being honest.
Indeed.
Ulster, you get any views on it, mate?
Yeah, I think for 3 million reported, I don't think I would take it, to be honest. But I know it's low. It's George said his reports it's actually a bit lower, or a good bit lower. I think we undervalue our players, guys. I think we do, because if you remember at the time when Waghorn was going, people were just, at the time, they were like, get him away, just give him for free, I'll drive him down the road. Now we've got the same fans on social media cracking up because he's just went for 5 million to Forest. They're going, look at that money wasted. But I think that's the way we got to look at it. We're just too quick, I think, to fire them down and get rid of them. I think Tavernier, for me, is a good player. As Foxy says, he does have better players around him now, both in centre defence mid and at centre back, who'll help him along with it. And it is the position he's asked to play, is the bomb forward, so he is going to get caught out. But I think if you sell Tavernier for 3 million, I think he'll be regretting that in a season or two, because I think he'd be a valuable asset for the top teams down there, to be honest.
Anyway, we enjoy my caller who's got the show in the background. Caller, can you put the show off, please, mate? Oh, well done. How we do it? Oh, he's gone. Sorry,
do you just want to know
mate.
No, it's just that's just my point.
You had a poll on Twitter, didn't you? Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, we done a wee Facebook poll just before, about an hour or two before we come on, and just asked the question of the guys on the gals, so to say, guys and gals on the Facebook about the £3 million bid for our current captain Tavernier, and would you deal or no deal? And it came out, well, over 1,000 people have voted on it, and it was actually 14% says they would take the deal, and the 86 says no, they wouldn't take it. So that was surprising for me. I didn't think it would just be as high as that, but that's pretty damning, isn't it?
Ibrox Lyle just had to hang on for a few weeks, mate, because Facebook does the percentages for you. Is that right, Ulster?
If you're going to do it, let Facebook do it for you.
He just had to, Rudy, he only had to hang on for a few weeks. They cracked it.
He'd cracked it. He'd have it sorted by now, wouldn't he? I wouldn't even need to get the calculator out. I think that poll shows you how highly rated the Rangers support, how much they think of Tavernier, I mean, I think there's times when Tavernier's just absolutely brilliant. He has a blinder of a game. It's just unfortunate that he's got that sort of defensive weakness, to his game. But then, as Fox says, he's asked to bomb up and down that right-hand side of the pitch in every game, So I think it's a consequence of that, that Tav's occasionally found a wee bit wanting in his defensive duties. It's a hell of a amount of work to put in for 90 minutes, bombing up and down that right side, He's developed a great wee partnership there with Candace. There's more times than not, Candace, put a great shift in for his last season in a team that wasn't very good and more or less, failed really. But that partnership started to develop between the two of them last season. I'm not so sure if you put Flanagan over at right back, whether he would have this, if Tav did go, I'm not so sure Flanagan would have that same kind of rapport with Candace, same kind of partnership. I think that side of it, I think we'd lose something on that side of the park, It's a good point as well that Fox makes about, having better defenders there, better goalkeeper, better central defensive midfielders than we had last season. You can see that in the results this season so far in Europe and at the weekend there when we went into 10 men, how hard they all worked, For me, I think if I wouldn't consider anything less than 5 million for Tav, but even at the end I'd be a wee bit kind of loath to let him go for that money, because I think it'd disrupt that side of the park for us a wee bit just now. And I think because Steven Gerrard's trying to build a team now, to go into the league. We're at the early stages, first game. We just played the first game of the league. We're still in the Europa League. You know, a couple of big games coming up against Maribor. You know, I'd be kind of loath just now to let Tav go in this window simply because I think it would detract from that side.
All right, George. We're moving on. Obviously, the English window shuts tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. What's your views of where we are now, George, and how we're progressing as a football team?
I think I'm delighted, though. So I really am. I mean, I think we're getting a look at the deadwood away. I think Steven Gerrard's getting the best out of the guys, Ryan Jack and things like that. Again, these players came to Rangers and you knew what they could do, but last season it was a bit of a dead season for us. We never got much out of any of the guys at all. But I think the players were brought in. Big goals at the start with Alan McGregor. I've been raving about Alan McGregor the last 4 or 5 years. Couldn't take away from what happened, things like that. But big Alan McGregor, goals for another centre half. Knew the left back. The boy Flanagan, I don't think he's flattered. He's not been the greatest in the world, but give the guy time to settle. They're not all got to just hit the ground running. And a couple of the loanees, I think we've done great business. You're getting Steven Gerrard in the back room team in. I think he's done great business. I'm not saying we're going to be world beaters or we're the finished article of that Ox, but we're the moon with the progress the club, not just the team, the club's made. And for what I believe, there's a bit of money out there for to spend for a couple of other players. So if we can keep that to maybe January and strengthen our squad in January, I think I'm delighted we went Ox. I really am. We're starting to look and act like a football team again, Ox. That's my thing. We're really starting to.
Who's the leader in that for you? And then we'll go to Bridge. Who's the catalyst for the whole thing?
For me, it's been the fans, Ox. I don't care what anybody says. It's the fans have done. It really has. The fans have done everything here. We've stuck by. We've done everything. But the boy Alan or whoever it is that bringing in Steven Gerrard was a masterstroke. And I didn't think it was at the time, Ox. I really didn't. It was a bit. Is he the right guy at the right time? But for me, just the way he talks, the way he comes across in the media, and even the players are talking about him, that I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted with the way the club's going now.
All right, just briefly before we go to Bridge, it's been roughly, June, July, about 10 weeks. Steven Gerrard's been at the club doing his work, Ulster. What a wee poll, hit or miss. Steven Gerrard so far, hit or miss.
Okay.
All right, not so much for the morning night. Maybe we'll look at it on Friday.
Yeah, it's no worries, mate. Do that.
Bridge, in you come, mate.
I was just going to say that I agree. Everything that George says there is absolutely right, and what the boys have said as well about our own players and how we tend to undervalue them, or indeed, in my opinion, a lot of the times it's just we want them to get out so we can get the wages because we've given them a really good contract, but we're not getting what we think we should be getting off them. And I'll give you an example, like Waghorn. I thought Waghorn was a really good player until he got injured. And once he get injured, they never seem to get his foot back in again. And I raved about Waghorn. I thought Waghorn was just a marvellous goal scorer for us. Scored the best goal I've seen at Ibrox in many a long year against the Hibs. And I thought he was just a tremendous player. But when he got that injury, I think it was against Kelly. And he came on. It was only second game at Ibrox and he broke down again. And he never actually got his form back. Well, good luck to him because I see now his form's back. We sold him to Ipswich. And he's now going to Derby County. I don't know how much it was, like 5 million or something.
5 million.
That's fabulous. So big hats off to him. Well done, Waggy. Well done. I wish you luck, pal, because I thought he was a smashing player for us. Just a pity about his injuries.
I think he lost a bit of confidence, Fox, and he wasn't always played in the centre forward position, was he?
No, he was very good when he came to us, but we need to remember the level we were at then. He was good at the level we were at. If he's progressed his career down south now, he got a £5 million move. Fair enough for him, mate.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, some players do that. They don't knock it off completely at your club and can go to other clubs and look great, you know. There's a few like that, you know, like Waghorn, you know. That don't make the grade at one club, or they start well, fade away, a move, and then suddenly they're a better player. It's just the way football works.
Look at that boy De Bruyne. Could have got a game with Chelsea because away, and then he's back. Man City, one of the world's best. It happens at every club.
Now, can I just wish him all the luck in the world, because I think I thought he was great for Rangers when he was fit. As soon as he lost his fitness and his confidence went, and all the rest of it goes with it, and we had to get him off the wage bill because he wasn't doing nothing for us. Very happy for him.
I think we might have seen some of our players differently if we'd have got the management appointment right after the Warburton thing. George Logan,
I think that's what's failed us a lot of the time, Ox. I mean, it's all these guys we're talking about coming in. We're bringing in some cracking players, but I think we're getting the best of a lot of the guys that were already there as well. Probably Fox is saying probably Tav playing with better defenders, looks like a better defender. And a couple of Ryan Jack for me looks like a better midfielder as well. So I think we struggled with the people who are leading the team, just fanning about getting guys for under 21s to lead the team like Rangers. And I never ever thought that was the right way. You shouldn't ever break your teeth playing being the Rangers manager. So I think this is the right appointment now, and we're doing the right thing now. So and it's good to see the board are actually backing him and letting him do what he wants to do. So good stuff. Keep it going, as Bridge would say.
Aye, we've just got to keep building it up and tweaking it, as Foxes say, build up the quality, and hopefully it'll take us to where we want to be, Big Ulster.
Yes, mate, it's just about time, and I know where Foxy's coming from. Maybe we're getting a bit greedy and stuff but it's just because we're so desperate for success. That's just the reason. When we're looking at all different wee options and what we have. But if you look at the squad now to compare to the way it was last season, 10 weeks ago, there's no way I thought we'd had as much quality, and just didn't think it would happen for us. I didn't think we'd have be able to draw these players in since the last 6 or 7 years we haven't been great. But I think bringing in the right man, the manager we brought in, Stephen Gerrard, that really helps us, to be honest, to bring these players in because of who he is, mate. And I think we're looking a lot better, and we will keep getting better as windows go on.
And Stephen Gerrard's got to pick a time for tomorrow night. So what's your team tomorrow night, Fox?
Oh, I haven't even thought about that, mate. The team that played on Sunday looked a good unit. I'd be quite happy we win that suit the side and maybe Candias back in his place. I don't think this is going to be an easy game tomorrow. I've been looking at Maribor, the top of the league in Slovenia. They've played 3 games, 1-2 away from home. We scored 5 both times, so they seem to have a goal threat. Although I don't know the standard of Slovenian football, but scoring in 2 away games out of 3, 5 goals twice, mate. They must be able to find the back of the net, so we'll need to be on top for them tomorrow night.
So, the back four's the back four. The midfield, you've got to change one because Jack's not playing, mate. So who are you bringing in?
You don't know. You don't know if Jack's not playing.
Oh, Stevie Gerrard said
need him a couple of days off.
Aye, a couple of days off, and he might not even be ready for the next weekend, mate.
I think I read somewhere he might be out for 3 weeks.
Aye. He's not playing tomorrow night, mate, so you've got to minimum. Aye, Stevie Gerrard said that in his press conference.
Okay.
If you would stop looking at that, the other websites and concentrate. Bridgeman, what's your team?
Excuse me while I laugh at that. That's very good. That was a good one. Stop looking at these other websites. No, I would. It's close to the same team that we played last Thursday. We had last Thursday. I'd be very happy with. And understand. I don't know that. I thought I heard somebody saying tonight that there's a doubt about Flanagan because of maybe too many yellow cards or something. I'm not 100% sure about that.
No,
I haven't really heard anything about it.
That would have been mentioned in the press conference, mate.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. So he's available.
It looks as if
same back four and
goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And then you've got Ryan Jack to replace. So who comes in for him?
Ross McCrory. I'd put him in.
Oh, in Europe?
I would definitely put him in. Put him in. Obviously, he's not going to be the big skillful one. Dorans isn't fit, right? So I think we're needing somebody in the defensive mid, and I don't think we've got anybody else that's any better than McCrory.
Could Koulibaly not sit?
You could switch it about.
And then Ajir and Arfield could be your others two.
I would keep Algeria on the bench and bring him on because I think this team are going to come and they're going to absolutely pound us, to be honest, if they get a chance. So we need to be really stiff in defence and defensive mid. We need to be able to hold the fort, to let the guys get the foot on the ball and do what they need to do.
Is the best form of defence no attack, Bridge? Get the ball.
In some instances, you're absolutely right, but we have a tendency to not to be like that. So I'd like to be able to go on the front foot as early as possible, but we need to be able to get our foot on the ball, make sure we're happy, get to the pace of the game. We just need to be careful, that's all. What we don't want to be is getting swamped in midfield. We don't want swamped in midfield, that's for sure.
What's your team, Big Ulster?
Well, I think that the back five, if they're all fit and available, looks after itself. Midfield, like, if he's going to go for the two centre defence mids, I would put McCrory in with Koulibaly if Jack's not fit and available, because McCrory sort of has played that position before. But I like your idea of playing Artfield and Algeria, to be honest. I think I'll be happier with that. I would like us to go and attack this team, even though we know they are a good side, but I'd like to see how we come up against them attacking wise. And I think Kent will start again on the left. I think Candias will play on the right, and I think Morales will be in our lead attacker.
All right, okay. So you're taking Murphy out, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, all right. George, then Rudy.
That's pretty much the way I would go as well. I'd probably bring in McCrory for Jack. So my mid three, my five at the back would be the same. My midfield three would be Arfield, Koulibaly and Big McCrory. On the left, I'd probably young boy for Liverpool. On the right, I'd probably have Candias. That'd be the way I'd probably do it. The only other way I would do it is having Murphy playing, but I don't think Murphy's 100% fit, actually. He's not been...
He wasn't great. I mean, nobody played bad on Sunday, but he wasn't great on Sunday, Murphy, was he?
I didn't. I thought it was something in the last couple of games I've seen him, I just don't think he's been firing on every cylinder. In fact, he was on the bench last Thursday, wasn't he? Is that right? He was on the bench last Thursday, aye. And then on Saturday, I didn't think he was great as well. So that's probably where I would go with, like, the boy Kent on the left and Candias on the right. But in saying that, I mean, he had the chance to bring Candias on Saturday, on Sunday, sorry, and he never brought him on. So I don't know if he maybe just doesn't fancy him or if he was keeping him for the midweek game. So that's where I would go anyway. That would be my midfield three with Candias on one side, Ryan Kent on the other side, and Alfredo up front.
Fox, you had the time to think about it. Then Rudy, I think.
I don't think Ross McCrory will get it. I think Koulibaly, like somebody said earlier, will be the sitting player. And I think he will bring Ajaria in. He seems to have a lot of confidence in that boy. And he's got skills that other players haven't got, I think. Could possibly open up the defence. So it would be Ajaria for me, Candias on the right, Morelos up front, and probably it will be Jamie Murphy on the left.
All right. That would be my five as well. In midfield, I think it'll be a 4-5-1 with the two wide men getting a job today. Rudy?
I'm kind of torn between... McCrory or Koulibaly. I think I'd probably go with Koulibaly because he's physicality and he's got good pace, the boy, as well. So I think I'd have him sitting in front of the back four. In front of him, I'd play like a 4-1-4-1, I think. I'd play the two boys, Arfield and Ajaria in front of him, and then I'd have Candias on the right, Alfredo in the middle up front, and I'd probably go with Kent because I don't think Jamie Murphy's hit the heights under Steven Gerrard so far. I think this is going to be a huge game for us tomorrow night, so I'd probably go with the boy Kent because I think he's very direct and pacey, Kent, and I think he could cause them problems. He doesn't seem to have any fear, Ryan Kent. He's got loads of, every interview I saw the boy and, he talks himself up, he's got bags of confidence. bags of pace, very direct, you know. So I think I'd go with Kent instead of Jamie Murphy. Good option though to have Murphy on the bench though if needed, you know, and Candace for Windass on the right.
Can I ask you, Rudy, has Kent been any better than Murphy?
I think he's a different kind of player, Fox. I think he has been, you know, well, for what I've seen him so far, he had a wee bit of a quiet game there in his last game, I would agree with you there. But I think he's pacier and he's more direct. I think, you know, the problem with Jamie Murphy being a right-footed player is he tends to want to come in all the time, you know. And that's, I just don't think he's not hitting the heights just now under Stevie Gerrard and now Fox. That's not to say he won't know as the season goes on, you know.
No.
You know, there's a possibility that he could, you know, he might play them all night and have an absolute blinder and then, you know, I mean, what do I know about football, you know? So he might play them all night, Fox, and have a cracker of a game. I just don't think he has up to now. He's certainly he doesn't seem to have hit the heights the way the likes of Ryan Jack and that has, you know, for me. So I think I think he's a good option to bring off the bench. I think I'd start with Kent tomorrow night, and we'll just see how the boy Kent goes. You know, I just like his directness and his pace. You know, which I don't think Jamie Murphy's got the same kind of style as Kent.
Ulster, what a difference! A week ago, Middleton was the name on everybody's lips. Disappeared.
No, I don't think he's disappeared. As I said a couple of weeks, or maybe it was last week, I still think if Middleton keeps doing what he's doing when he does come on, mate, and Kent is playing the way he's playing, I think Murphy needs to step it up a wee bit. I don't want to give Murphy too much stick because maybe, as the boy says, maybe just a wee bit needs to get a wee bit more fitness up. But for me, they're just two more exciting players as of what I've seen so far, mate. I think Middleton is a wee cracker, and there's no doubt he will play a big part, mate. And he may even start. We don't know. We just got to wait and see, mate, because I think he can do a job for us as well. But he just excites me more. I think Murphy has to show more to stay in that team, in my opinion. So for me, if anyone's to be worried about, if you were asking me, I think it would be Murphy. It would be the one I'd be worried about the most. I think young Middleton will feature heavily in this season for us.
Interesting, great that we've got players. We're talking about different positions. Our best player, arguably, in more competitive matches. Maybe not our best player. He's came to the fore. Maybe the two has been maybe most consistent. It's been Goldson and the goalkeeper. But Ryan Jack was coming to the fore. He's no fit for tomorrow night, and we're not too upset, Bridgeman. I don't mean we're not upset. We'd rather he was there, but we're talking about other players coming in and doing a job, you know.
Yeah, well, that's the expectation that we've got. Good. We must have about 8 midfielders that are. Some of them are really, really good players. Some of them slightly less experienced than others. Some of them will be more fancy. Others are quite head, you know, on the ground players. You know. So I think Jerry will be a great player for Rangers by the end of the season. He'll be a superb player. Right now, we just need somebody that just does the really cool things, you know, good passes, through balls and so on and so forth, so they can make us dangerous in attack. Sometimes he wants to play the ball sort of ticky-tacky up at the edge of the box and then try that lovely ball that gets a goal. I just wish they would have a go. But I just think we've got lots and lots of midfielders that can fit in there and fill in and do the business. I think a young boy Middleton's going to end up coming on and playing a second half or something like that, and he's going to be absolutely wonderful. I really do.
See, as far as the Jaria goes, Bridge, I'd like to see him cut out all these. See these wee flicks and wee back.
That's right, yeah.
Just concentrate on making the good passes, you know. Forget about all the Hollywood stuff just now. Don't get me wrong, you know. See the team's playing really well and he's in the middle there and he's bringing players into the game, he's getting by players, creating chances. He can do what he likes then after that. But see just now, while he's just working his way into the first team, you know, and learning about his players round about him and how they're playing and stuff like that. Cut out the wee flicks and cut out the Hollywood back heels and all that's great to watch. Absolutely love it when it's working well. But I think just now, you know, the next few weeks, just play the game, look for the passes, you know, the safe pass at times if it's needed, you know, because he is a good player. I think the boy Bridge, I agree with you. I just like to see them cut them out just now.
I think that we haven't actually pulled the young boy Middleton off the bench in the last 2 games. So I'd like to see them doing that, letting the boy get 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes on.
Depends.
But I don't know which game.
Bridge.
Exactly. I don't know which game, because if we're winning 5-0 at Ibrox, brilliant, you know.
The manager and his coaching staff know what he's doing. Listen, there's a few hundred tickets left for tomorrow night, Ulster. So it'd be great to get another sellout there.
Oh, yeah, definitely, mate. I think they'll be snapped up. They'll be snapped up.
Aye, they'll be snapped up during the night. The morning night show, it's a 7:45 kickoff, so there'll be a pre-match show at 6:45. Correct, Fox?
That's correct.
All right, mate. Bridgeman, last words of the evening.
Marvellous show again tonight, guys. Marvellous input. Really, really enjoyed it. Can I just say to other Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, please keep it going for the Rangers. Huge game tomorrow night. Must win. Keep it going.
All right. This has been Rangers Radio. Can I thank Bridge, Fox, Big George, Rudy Bear, Big Ulster, Stevie, and Big Al for taking the time to join us. I know there was a caller trying to get through. We had problems, but thanks for everybody taking the time to join Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night at 6:45 for the pre-match show. Rangers versus Maribor. Take it away, Fox.